Hello friends and welcome to today's video where I will be discussing the KBS Gayo performances. This is part 1. There were way too many stages for me to do this in one video, so this is part 1. Part 2 will be up in the very near future, ideally tomorrow, but I will have it linked in the description if it's already out, along with the Soompi article that has all the performances, because of course there's a Soompi article. Other than that though, I will be ideally time-stamping this video because for my mama performance video, someone commented, was like, I really wish you had been able to timestamp it, so I'm going to try and timestamp this video so you can see who I am discussing here and who I will be discussing in the next video, but also you can just like go to whoever's performances you want to hear my thoughts on. Before we get started though, quick disclaimer, everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You can disagree with every word I say, that's great, love that for you. Let's get started. First we have the opening stage with You. Right off the bat, Sohyun looks like a goddess. She looked way too pretty. I didn't see much of her after this because I didn't watch the Gayo, I just watched the performances, but here looked stunning. Other than that though, the performance, it was fine. It was your standard opening stage. The curtain drop was kind of cool, but I also saw it coming like a mile and a half away, so I wasn't that surprised by it, but it's really your standard opening stage. Everyone was singing. It was somewhat wholesome, but if you've seen any of these opening stages, you've basically seen this one. So after that, we have our first group, which was IVE. They did 11 because they don't have enough songs to realistically do more than one. But 11, I don't think I've ever actually seen a stage of this song before because it's pretty new. I don't really watch stages unless I like deeply stay in the group. So I don't think I've ever seen a stage for this song. I thought it was pretty cool. The choreo kept me interested. I also like the fact that even though Wonyoung is by far the most popular, if I had to guess, they definitely didn't only focus on her. The other members were definitely relatively equal in terms of focus, so I appreciated that. Next was Mujin. He did Traffic Light. This stage was a mess of CGI, but it was also really interesting to watch. Like, there was a lot happening, even though he didn't really do anything, just around him enough was happening to keep me invested and just interested in what was going on. Also, every time I hear this song, I feel like I learned to like it even more, so at this point, it's basically my favorite song. The next group we have is ENHYPEN. This time they only did Tamed Dashed, and frankly, if I was to give a Performance of the Year award out, I very realistically would be choosing Tamed Dashed, just because this is the third video now I've done where I've reviewed a show or something that had a lot of performances, and this stage is consistently one of my favorites every single time. So as always, I liked this stage. I thought it was really good. Also, the fan realizing they were being filmed and then being like, fuck, that was a moment. I loved that. Next, STAYC performed. The first song they did was ASAP. This song is dead to me. Not because it's a bad song, not because I hate this song, because I'm tired of this song. This is like the millionth time I've heard this song, and I never want to hear it again. And there's 2 more Gayos, so please, like, send help for me. But anyway, after that, they did this really chill dance break that led into Stereotype. I really liked the dance break. Stereotype's performance, it was fine. I didn't really get that, like, much oh my god about it. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it didn't shake me that much, but it wasn't bad. Also, their outfits were pretty. Didn't have a place to put that in, but I wanted to mention it. Next, ENHYPEN and TOOX did, like, the legend of K-pop. I will say, when they started this, like, VCR thing, I actually thought this was just gonna be, like, a big hit dick-sucking thing where they were gonna, like, do, like, a medley of BTS performances. I'm very glad it wasn't, just because this was more interesting. But either way, I did have, like, some notes about every performance, but we're not actually gonna go through all of them because, A, I accidentally deleted all my notes, and I had to watch the stage again, and at that point, yeah, we're not going through every performance they did, but I'm gonna just go through the highlights. First up, the Hot Stage. I never liked that song. I think it's been overhyped. I don't know why people still think it's great. The Jess Keys song. ENHYPEN slayed me. The choreo, phenomenal. The Rain cover, TOOX looked great, but Yeonjun got way too much screen time as per usual. Then TVXQ's Melodic Stage. I forgot this song got censored from Under My Skin to Under My Sky. That made me laugh a lot. The Bang Cube stage actually made me want to die because A, I hated the 2015 version of myself that loved that song, and B, it's just a bad song. The EXO stage. I will not say that EXO is better dancers than ENHYPEN. I will just say they did a better job performing the song, probably because it's their song. Then for the Bangtan stage, I wish they picked any other song. Fire is their worst song by a mile, in my opinion. They could have picked any other title. It's also not their most popular song, so I really don't know why they picked it, but whatever. We sped through this cover performance because Lord knows, it's like 8 minutes. You can watch the whole thing if you want. I didn't have the energy to like deeply discuss every performance though. The next stage was Wooseok. Fun fact, I got up to get it. I have this little Polaroid of me and him when I saw them live. You're going over here. I have that little Polaroid of me and him when I saw Attention live, It is totally irrelevant to this. I just wanted to share that I have it because it's like my prized possession. Anyway, as for his performance though, it was fine. It wasn't anything like groundbreaking. The choreo with the stool I thought was really cool, but other than that, it was pretty much just there. The next group that performed was Brave Girls. So for Brave Girls, they started with Rollin'. As always, it was amazing. Also, the looks, I loved it. It was incredible. I was so here for it. It was a moment. Then they did a dance break. And I want to give a shout out to the backup dancers because backup dancers are always just like slept on and never really get the credit they deserve. So I am crediting the backup dancers. They did a phenomenal job in this dance break. The last song they did was Chima Baram. Hear me out. I loved the outfits for Rollin'. They did not fit the summery vibes of this song, but I had a vision while watching. Imagine if under the Rollin' outfits, they had like little white, cute, summery outfits to wear for this performance. I think it would have been an absolute moment. Now we have reached OST hours. The first OST had Seungmin Sana, Wooseok, and Hyunjae. They did an OST I don't think I've ever heard from a show I know I've never seen. The stage was pretty boring. It's an OST. There wasn't really much going on. The song, it's fine, but it's nothing special. The one thing that I loved about this though, Seungmin had this like eye look. He had like pink, sparkly, I loved it. Next, Minyoung and Insung did an OST, another one that I've maybe heard from a show I definitely haven't seen. This was much more of a standard OST, like it was just a ballad. They didn't really do anything. The background was pretty and the vocals were going off, but as a whole, nothing occurred. The last of the OST hours is Roan. He did the OST he sang for that show he was in this year. Never heard the OST, never saw the show, but I thought it was pretty cute that they let him do his own OST. I liked that. I thought it was nice, but nothing really happens at the stage. The background is again very pretty, but there was nothing interesting. And with that, we have concluded OST hours. The next artist we have is Tux. Tux started out doing Loser Lover. If you've seen any of my other videos talking about the performance for this song, you know how I feel, but to summarize it really quick, I didn't really like this song. I didn't really like the performance for this song. The only part that I like is the mic stand part, and they cut that part out of this choreo, even though the mic stands were there. So as a whole, I felt played. Anyways, after that, they did I Know I Love You. This song, I've talked about this one before too, but I had a vision this time. I had an idea. Listen, imagine if Big Hit brought in one of the future members of their alleged girl group that they've had planned since 2017. Imagine if they brought them in to do Soi's part. That, I think, would have been really, really cool. It would have, like, hyped up interest in the group. I think it could have been really nice. It would have been a moment. I think they should have done that. The next performances are by SF9. First, their intro was really cool. I really liked the intro. A lot of your groups did have intros, but they weren't that interesting, so I really haven't had anything to say about them beyond the fact that they exist. So if I skipped your favorite group's intro, it existed. I can tell you that, but nothing happened. But this intro, it was really cool. I was very interested. Then they did Trauma. And everyone needs to stop sleeping on SF9 immediately because this song is great. The performance was phenomenal. They looked incredible. And if you don't stand them, I have a New Year's resolution for you. Get into SF9. Okay, great, thank you. The next group was the BOYZ. First they did Candles. This stage was very boring. Like, nothing really happened. The song itself is also not that exciting, so really, this stage, not it. Then they did Thrill Ride Christmas version because it taught me something. The reason I had to stress Christmas version is because they switched out the background music, and it made me realize my biggest issue with Thrill Ride as a song is the background music. If you watch my review for that album, you know I didn't like that song, and I still don't. But the background music, I have now realized, is definitely my biggest issue, so I still didn't enjoy it by any means. Like, I still don't think it's a good song, but without the background music and with the choreo, it definitely made it a lot more of an enjoyable experience to watch. Also, this did not fit anywhere else in this the BOYZ section, but I did want to point out that Shani looked absolutely amazing. Next, Oh My Girl. Oh My Girl had my actual favorite stage of the night, and that was Secret Garden. Yes, my favorite stage of the night was a song that didn't even come out like at all recently, and yet it was my favorite stage of the night. Let me explain. The outfits were incredible. The song is a masterpiece, and the choreo is a god-tier choreo. This song, there was world peace for like a few minutes while they performed this song. It did everything that anyone ever needed it to do. It is the perfect song. After that, they did Dun Dun Dance. I loved this performance too. They looked really cute. The song is great. The choreo is really good. Just, Oh My Girl, we don't deserve Oh My Girl. The last stages we're gonna do tonight are the Stray Kids stages. First, their intro. I am a VIX fan. Therefore, fan choreo is just, I will love it. I have my moments to fan choreo. I can't explain why, but I do. So, fan choreo here. Loved it. After that, they did Thunderous. And I am going to give credit where credit is due. They took like full advantage of the fact that they had filmed this performance instead of doing it live. And they did a great job with that. First, the environments would change. Like they'd go from different locations. And I thought that was really good. Also, the part that actually like kind of shook me a little bit, right before the first chorus, it goes from just Minho during the day to all of them at night. That transition actually shook me. Like it was a really good transition. It was really cool. It just, that part I will give them credit for. As a whole though, I still didn't like it just because I don't really like this song, so that kind of hurts it. But I will say the dance break was also very cool. I saw on Twitter someone saying that the reason they wore those hats was to hide their faces because they didn't actually do the choreo. I can't speak to whoever was in the back, but I can tell you the people in the front were actual Stray Kids members, so definitely can debunk that little theory. But as a whole, like I said, wasn't that into it. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Part 2 will hopefully be up either tomorrow or the next day, depending on how fast I can film and edit and just, yeah. But other than that, you can like and subscribe if you want to, or don't. I will be okay either way. You can also follow me on Twitter at @s_album reviews. I will link that in the description along with the Soompi article that has all the performances. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!